Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Builder Nation. For today's thing, we have Jeremy Schiel, co-founder and CTO at Orbit Fab, the company creating the first gas stations in space. So welcome, Jeremy. Super happy to have you here today.
Great to be here. Thanks for inviting me, Elisa. So at Orbit Fab, we're building a network of propellant depots in LEO, GEO, and cislunar space, working to refuel satellites so they can do more, and we can grow a sustainable economy.
Wow, that was pretty straight to the point. Okay. I know that it's like a new company, we can put it like that. So can you share a little bit about what progress has been made today?
Yeah, so Orbit Fab, we were founded in 2018, and our goal when we first founded the company was we wanted to get to space within the first year. In the summer of 2018, we actually got a contract from IS National Lab to test some of our tanker and refueling technologies on the International Space Station. And in 4.5 months, we went from napkin sketch to hardware handover to NASA in 2019, and we actually got to test out all of this technology. And then in 2021, we built upon that and actually flew the first depot, the first commercial fuel depot, Tenzing, in LEO. And then now we're under contract with DIU, the Defense Innovation Unit, to refuel a Space Force satellite in 2025, as well as a part of our Phase 3 contract with Space Force to provide a refueling payload for them. So that's what's on the horizon currently.
That's great. You guys have had a lot of experiences since you started. And I wanted to ask you, what does it mean for the company, for Orbit Fab, to be recognized in different websites, for example, the Global Venturing website, as one of the best startups in space?
Yeah, it's a huge honor. It really is a testament to our entire team who are just working tirelessly to make and build this vision of the future that we all want to see, permanent societies and jobs in space, and getting people off this rock. I couldn't be happier, and it's well deserved for everyone on this team who have just really been pouring their all into this company.
I bet. And what do you think? I mean, I saw the website, Jeremy, and I think it's exciting to see how many companies you're partnered up with and how many investors you guys have, because there are a lot. So what do you think Orbit Fab is the right company to partner up with?
So we like to partner with all of the satellite servicing companies, anyone who's looking to push the frontier, whether that be in like asteroid or lunar mining or commercial space stations. And just like with every economy on Earth, you need fuel. You need some fuel to allow the movement of goods, services, and people. And it's no different in space. It's just a different domain of doing business. And so for us, we really want to partner with everybody because everyone's going to need fuel, right? We see all these reports about this $1 trillion space economy. And we're really only going to get there if we actually start refueling things, building things in space. And so for us, we really want to help be the catalyst for the industry and be the tide that raises all boats.
Oh. And what do you think Orbit Fab is the main differentiator of the company?
So I would say the main differentiator, when we were developing our Rafty refueling port, we talked to over 200 companies and government agencies globally. We really wanted to make an interface that met a global need, not just a US or European need. It's important that we all really work together to actually grow this pie so we can start competing in the future. But right now, the market for what we're doing, the satellite servicing vertical, is so nascent that it really is taking all of us to set it up and make it a reality.
So what do you think it has been the best year for the company?
This year was a great year for the company. I'm really excited for next year. We have a lot of awesome stuff planned. We're growing the team by another 25, 27 people. So we'll be about 70, 77. We're about 50 right now. So a lot of exciting things happening. But this year we got our first commercial fuel contract. We got a fuel contract with Space Force. A lot of other programs are underway. So this year was by far the best year, but I've been saying that every year since we founded the company. So I'm personally really excited for next year.
I can see your face of excitement, Jared. Can you share a little bit about what are the next steps for the company? Maybe something that you can share here in the podcast?
Yeah, so one of the things we're working on internally, we call it Pod Racer. We'll put more of a press release out on this later, but essentially trying to develop our RPOD technologies. And RPOD is Rendezvous Proximity Operations and Docking. And it's essentially the technology that allows you to go from really far away, two satellites being really far away, moving one closer, that's your like proximity operations, and then you get to like sub 10 meters, and then you hit the docking phase where you're actually like docking two vehicles in orbit 36,000 kilometers away, which is not an easy task, but that's something that we're now really working quickly at.
Wow, it doesn't sound like an easy task. Okay, wow, thank you so much for sharing. And what do you think it has been maybe the biggest technical challenge or challenge as a founder, co-founder, since you started the company?
The biggest technical challenge for the company, and as a founder, I would say would be the RPOD technology. It's not trivial. It's something that we started looking and dabbling in back in 2018. Then we transitioned, focused really hard on the fueling interface because there wasn't something on the market that we could use and our customers would want. And so now we're fully diving back in this year and then testing some of that technology development we've done this year in Orbit, next year and the year after. And then as a founder, it's just finding the balance between work and everything else in life.
Sounds like a hard task, but I'm pretty sure that you enjoy it, right? How's your day-to-day work?
It's like a roller coaster. It's so great. And then the other thing too, it's like having kids. Every year, it's like you see the business getting more and more mature. You go from 2 people in a garage and we're now 50 people in a much bigger building. So it's such a fun adventure, but it is a lot of work.
Wow, I bet it is. And how many people did you start the company? It was you, your co-founder, and then...
We hired our first employee in July. So we founded in January. It was just the 2 of us for the first 6 months. And then we hired our first employee, which is great. He's our CTO, James. Absolutely brilliant. Really knows how to get things into space quickly and cheaply. And then at the same time, we had our CFO, Casey, who came on part-time to really make sure that Daniel and I kept our spending in check.
Wow, so the first 6 months, it was only you and your co-founder. That's, wow, something to recognize.
Yep. Those were the fun days and the hard days. I ended up moving back home because I was in California for the company we were working on previously. And then when I moved back in December, needed to get another job while we were starting this to pay off some of my credit cards. And so from January to March, I was working 110 hours a week. And I had my office in my bedroom, and my schedule was getting up at 9 a.m., starting work at 10 a.m., finishing work at 3 a.m.
No.
And I did that 7 days a week for 3 months. Don't recommend it, but it's what was needed.
Don't recommend it, but here you are. The company has grown a lot. You have, I will say, a balanced life, if we can put it like that, like after so many years. So glad to hear that. And look to all the news that you're sharing. I think that's really exciting for the company. And can't wait to see how fast you guys keep growing. And I want to ask you, like, one of the last questions. What advice will you give to future founders or future CDOs at the industry?
Yeah, I would say start a company with a co-founder. It's so much easier when you have someone you can like share all of those emotions with versus when you're by yourself. And then talk with customers, right? No one will take your ideas. It's really hard to give away your ideas, but getting customer feedback is so important. One of my favorite quotes was from the founder of Kinko's. And he was saying, like, you don't build your business, your customers build your business. Because if you're doing it right, you're basically delivering what your customers need.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. Great quote. Yeah. And yeah, now that I've been talking to different founders in the industry or in other industries like space, robotics, aerospace, whatever, everyone keeps saying that, like how important it is to talk and to have feedback on your product or your service. So now that you're mentioning this, the last question, Jeremy, was it hard for you personally speaking to receive maybe the first feedback, I don't know, from maybe investors?
Yes and no. It really is like dating when you're raising money, right? The money is important, but really it's you want to find an investor who gets what you're doing, who has like more connections beyond money, has experience. And so you really want to find like the right lead to walk that path with you, because there's going to be ups and downs, and the money is great, but that's just one aspect.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for being here, Jeremy. Do you have any social media handles? Where can people find you? Where can people find the company?
Yeah, find us at Orbit Fab, and then most of my social handles are my first and last name, Jeremy Schiel, Schiel.
Okay, thank you. And remember, guys, that you can find more information, interesting articles, interesting interviews, just like this one with Jeremy, directly on our website, controlhub.com/builder-nation. We would love to hear from you. And once again, Jeremy, thank you so much for being here, for taking the time. This was quick, but great.
Thank you, Lisa. It was wonderful.